it's recording. It's recording.
Okay. That's good.
I'm still surprised we don't have 5G anywhere in the state.
Money, money, money.
At least.
Money, money, money. You would think in this town we would have it.
Well,
in this,
you thought it would
area.
You thought it would be in Fargo.
Yeah.
Next to the Fargo Dome.
And it wasn't.
Nope.
Well,
So our phone, we're paying for it. And plan, we're paying for it.
Well, if we're out of state and it's got it, we got it. If we don't, then we don't.
Well, yeah.
But
I'm just surprised Verizon hasn't put it in yet.
money, money, money.
Maybe.
I don't know if they're working on 6G too, or I don't know if there is some. But I think so. But
That's not really. That's not really for. Not 5G is not 5 gigahertz for. It's more like. Yeah, actually, it's more like a lot. It's a lot higher frequency than that.
like 25 gigs or something like that.
It's like 50 or something.
It's really high. Yeah, that's why it can carry.
Probably might be higher than that even.
That's why it can carry such high spectrum. But it doesn't have the range that the other one has, so you need more power.
No, but well, that's not totally true. It is in some cases, but it's just the different types of 5G technology. Some of them are longer range than
Pulling the bus. Look at that. There's something you don't see every day. It takes a big outfit to pull the big bus.
Overall, no, it doesn't have the range 4G has, but it has a lot more bandwidth and throughput and.
Well, in the urban areas, it's going to rock, I think.
Yeah.
But near airports and hotel clusters, you would think that would be if a place was going to get
Sure
it.
think so, yeah.
You know, you think
Especially
that,
Fargo.
Well, yeah, we were
Next
right next to the airport
the Fargo
and
Dome.
the Fargo Dome. Yeah.
You know, two major places you would expect they
well,
have
you're
it.
going to expect there's going to be high concentrations of use.
Well, Interstate would be another one I would think too. Interstate would have thought of been another one, especially I-29.
Well, and also they got the university there too. So.
I really would have thought in any place that would have been the place that had it.
But not what you saw.
Never saw it go to 5G.
I guess.
In fact, most times in our state, it's actually surprising they got true LG on the 4G. I mean, the thing lights up, but when you do a speed test and you're like, and it's barely hitting 100 and 120 megs down, and you're like, not barely even LTE for speed.
Come on,
Yet 20 years, yet 10 years ago, when we went to Dickinson in the major oil areas,
So that's why.
and we were using some of the first 4G LTE phones, you were getting, and those were SRT phones, which were using the Verizon network sort of,
Right.
and you were getting 200 to 300 megs down,
Yes.
and like 100, 120 megs up.
Oil company.
In the oil areas.
That's why that's why it's there.
But I mean, that's, you know, it was over 10 years ago.
Business.
I know, it was over 10 years ago. And you still can't get that kind of speed now in Minot on full Verizon towers.
Well,
Which I just find
years ago when
amazing.
Phil Cook was running Intech Security, some of the places wanted a specific thing, and he told them flat.
Maybe if that one company comes out with a wind turbine thing
that
plugs in, then maybe.
There is one that they can almost looks like it's a house vent.
Yeah,
works. I don't know.
Yeah, they just don't have one that's like that plugs in yet.
Well,
if that one company comes out with the one that would work in the other ones, that would plug in and then charge to the other systems, then maybe we might have to experiment. But no guarantees. They said they were going to build one and use it, but no, it hasn't been out yet. It isn't even out for testing. So,
well, we'll see what happens
when it comes out, and then if all the reviews are good, we might just play around with one. Maybe
we'll see.
We'll see. Right now, some of them are really big and
clunky.
Yeah, they don't have the best of charge ability.
Well, if we keep working on it, they'll come up with some options, and it doesn't have to go like this. It could go like that.
Yeah, it could,
and that might actually be better.
I looked into some of that. I first saw some of that stuff in 2006. I was watching after that town in Kansas got hit by a tornado, and then they went all green because they got money from it. And I watched a couple celebrities that were completely into that whole off-grid thing. And they were, of course, they lived in California, so they could sell back onto the grid.
Yeah, which I don't know.
So if they didn't, well, see, there were two companies in California for power things. One company you could sell back onto the grid and get a check back from them. If you were using if you're backpedaling onto the grid more than you were using for your own house, they would send you a check for the
and I don't know how that works.
And I don't think that works in North Dakota, but apparently it was one company in California, at least at the time when he did it. And then this other one was the more normal one would be however much your house uses and stuff, it's that, and then if you're selling back onto the grid, it just basically you get a bill every month for $0. So you can sell back as much as you want to the grid. It's just your meter bill will just be $0 because you're selling back onto the grid.
Yeah.
So you'll actually get a bill every month. And it just say $0.
It costs money. Yeah. I don't know if it makes sense or not.
So basically, you're basically for free. Basically, you have your bill. You don't have to do your charge bill. That I believe is the one that most of the states use now. But some places, because of the way their laws or however the companies, if they get like a federal subsidy or something,
most of them do, or they wouldn't be able to make it.
Well, no, we're not talking about the wind company. We're talking about the power companies.
Well, many restrictions that the clowns in California put on there, it's just not going to work. Their system's going to collapse eventually. Fall asleep from the painkiller.
But that was way back in 2006, 2007. Don't know.
Sounds like they might be talking about building a new post office, maybe.
Well, can they just get the workers to work at the current one and deliver the mail on time?
That would be nice.
I mean, I'm all for them building a new post office, but I mean, like, can you just like get mail on time delivered?
Yeah. Well, the rural routes are the ones that take.
I mean, I'm not saying that place doesn't need to be upgraded. I mean, it probably does.
Well, it was fine when we got here 30 years ago.
Yeah, 30 years ago. It was probably 40 years old before then.
Yeah, it was built in 62 or so, something like that.
That's probably time for an upgrade.
And they haven't done much to the building that we can see.
I'm sure they could make some automation stuff which would help out stuff.
Well, whatever.
But vehicles that they have.
Well, they're working on that.
Well, they claim they are, but they don't really. The vehicle they want to replace it with is an all-electric piece of junk.
Work. Yeah. Try that at 20 below. See how that works.
Yeah, well, they just in California.
Yeah, that's my point. When the Air Force did tests on stuff, they would test it.
They were going to make a hybrid version.
Yeah, that might make sense.
But it was smaller.
No, it doesn't need to be any smaller. Bigger.
Well, I mean, it was smaller in the cargo capacity.
That's not a good idea.
Because it had to make up for the battery for the stinking.
Well, the old Jeep, they used to use the old
Jeep
Jeeps
ones made a lot of sense.
But they were small.
They were old, too.
And small.
Yeah.
But at least you had four-wheel drive.
Yeah. And a heater.
Yeah.
This current one they have now is just, I mean, they've done some small upgrades to it, but
they're still putting along pretty good, but they're, like you said, they're...
I love the YouTube videos of the things when they catch fire.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they burn really good.
New ones or the old ones?
The ones they have now.
Oh.
They burn really good.
Well, it's aluminum alloy, I think. I don't think it's steel.
Well, apparently the...
maybe it's magnesium.
The engine block is made out of magnesium.
That's not...
So when it catches fire, it burns really good.
Once it starts, it ain't going out. Yeah.
Oh, no.
But the electric ones are the big batteries got the same problem. They said a lot of times what they have to do is just
pop, and then they start.
I talked to the fire department. They said they had sometimes they just have to push them off the road and let them burn.
Probably.
They can't get it out.
Well, no.
No matter how much water you pour on them.
But you don't want to. No.
Like I said, water and lithium.
Put that
don't
foam
get
on it, and that's you hope.
Well, and then the foam.
You put the foam on it, and you really hope it goes out.
Well, the trouble with that is it holds it.
It's like when the gas tank leaks.
Yeah.
On a car.
Yeah.
And you're watching the videos of them. They're putting out the fire, and then you realize, oh yeah, the gas tank's leaking.
That's kind of a bad
it ain't going out, guys.
Yeah, wait a minute. Is this all the tax people are here?
I assume so.
How's that look?
I assume so.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any actual hymns or?
I think there are. Yeah, it looks like it. Getting there might be a little bit of fun here.
Yeah, everything else. That's pretty bad damage from Norman, Oklahoma. Last night.
Well, they've been hammered before.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't think it was a mile wide tornado, but it was a pretty significant one though. They were showing some of the damage this morning and last night.
That's why you don't want to live in Norman.
Oh yeah, it's some. They were showing the power flashes and stuff when the tornado was on the ground. And a couple of they freeze framed some of the storm chaser video later. And you could make out the outline of the wedge.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus. The only way you could tell it was a tornado was the power flashes.
Well, yeah, it's the trouble at night.
Well, yeah. Well, they figured that one was a quarter-mile wide.
It's a big bunch of trouble.
Big tornado, yeah. Not like some of the ones where they had mile and a half wide ones. But they were getting straight line winds from that storm that went through, peaking 125 mile an hour winds. In addition to the tornadoes, they had a lot of tornadoes. A lot of them confirmed on the ground too. Not long lived, but they were on the ground for
Yeah.
a bit of time. A lot of circulations you can see on radar too. Just a lot of quick spin ups, just because it was moving. The line was moving so quickly. If it melts like this for a couple days,
Would be nice.
big sun.
I'm gonna go drive by the Armory Auditorium. I thought if they just hit the Army Auditorium and had the people with their campers on the north side of it,
I just assume a lot of problems, especially that close to the fair.
yeah. Well, you know,
I mean, any
they could have
campground's
put
going
it
to be
in June
starting.
and be less of a problem, but then June is field day,
Well, yeah,
so
nobody's going to travel for that.
I don't think so. Well, I don't know, but they seem to think it'll be a big deal, and I'm like,
I don't know.
well, we can get burned on this, you know, or not.
I don't. Some people went to the Peace Gardens because it was a Peace Gardens.
Well, yeah, and it was a tradition,
Mm-hmm.
and they wanted to camp there and
I
all the
don't
rest of
know.
it.
I mean,
To me, every
Stanley
time-
was a big deal for a little while.
Yeah, but it was,
But even though it was kind of janky and
yeah, it still
and
worked.
poorly done, but it worked for the few years they did it. They had
Yep.
an okay turnout.
Yep, yep.
It wasn't big, but I mean, it wasn't
It
little
worked.
either. It was,
Well, we had one guy working on it, you know, doing
Yeah.
all the work. So.
you know, as much as Ralph says that it's going to be like, well, it'll be different and more in the whole clubhouse get involved.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No.
Given the state of how field day runs here,
Yeah, it's
I will
five or
assume
six
that
guys
it's
that
going
do
to
all the
be.
work.
Everybody
5 or
will.
6 guys.
Everybody at a meeting will be like, "Yeah, we're all into it. We're all into it. We're all into it. We're all into it." The 7 guys normally do everything.
Will be the
Will
ones,
the ones
that
be
do
doing
all the-
everything.
else. Yep.
The few guys will show up
Yep.
that are normally show up. They'll show up for the food or whatever.
Yeah.
They'll show up to see it,
Yep.
and then they'll leave.
Yep.
And then at the next meeting, they'll complain about how terrible everything was
Well, you know
for the
what?
hour they were there.
Yep. You're probably right on the money. with
Because
that.
that's how it always is.
Yep.
And it's never changed.
Well, they got this.
Never
Oh.
changed. Ever.
So, like, if they parked 10 campers out here,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, they could go into that one room that's back here, this
right
level.
over here.
Yeah, this level room here.
Yeah.
That's back here.
Yep.
They could go in there. Oh,
Right.
it's not
Yeah.
there, I think, actually.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
there. It's there.
this is the other entrance. You
Yeah.
walk straight in.
Yeah,
Right through that little- that door right there. Yep.
Yeah, you walk in there, you can have
Yep.
big
Yep.
tables,
Yep.
everything
Yep.
else.
Yep.
You could do everything in there if
Yep.
you really cared to.
Yep.
And that would work fine.
Yep. And it would be kind of on its own type of thing, you know. And I think that might work. But
Yeah.
still, it's going to be a lot of work.
It's, yeah.
And if you have to add these things on, well, we have to have meals. Well, that's going to be a
That's
pain.
going to be an issue.
You know, it's going to be a problem.
I mean, even if we had some idea how many people were actually going to show up, which
Well,
you don't know.
don't really, and that's why they need to investigate that.
I mean, even if they had like, you know, okay, we assuming, you know, 100 people are going to show up.
I doubt it.
I don't think 100 people are going to show up, but
I don't know.
say 100 people
they
did
still
show
don't
up.
have the hard numbers for Bismarck
I
yet.
don't know. It just happened.
You would think they would have that.
I think, but there you go. I don't know.
Can't believe we sold the 2 old Spectrum repeaters. So, wow.
Yeah, that's nice.
Got rid of the 2 of those Yaesu 2-meter mobiles. And I think Jerry bought the little one. And so they sold. I guess everything is together and sold. Which is kind of amazing, but that's okay. Stays out like it is. A lot of stuff's going to go.
Barring any crazy health problems this year, which I know there'll be a few, but barring any major issues, I'd like to go travel some places.
Well, it might be interesting to go up and see Steve and go down Superior. You haven't been to Duluth.
No, I don't remember Duluth. I had a big bridge.
Yes, you do remember Duluth.
No, I was scared I would blame mine.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that. You got been to Duluth.
Yeah.
Alright, so much for that.
That wasn't the greatest scenario I wanted to go through.
There you are.
That's a big bridge.
Yes, it is very high.
Yes, it is. Especially from what I remember is the thing back then had to see through.
Yep, and the grates of the bridge.
That was not.
Cuts the wind down so it doesn't destroy
Yeah,
the bridge.
I'm sure it does. Not the greatest for people that don't like heights.
Yep, makes it more entertaining. Yes, it does.
If we ever did that, I'd be like, okay, got the GoPro set up. Okay, put my noise canceling headphones on, put the mask over my face, and just, yep, tell me when we're over. Well over.
Broke down on top.
Don't do like what Jen tried to do, that middle of that thing. It's like, when I was young, it says, are we over? And she said, yeah, we're over. And then we're over the middle of it. She made me look up, and I was like, I think I stopped her. But then again, I was 5, so. Better off in some cases than I used to be, but the only problem is if you want to go to any of the really exciting national parks now, the big ones, is if you're gonna go to them, you have to go after the major crazy season.
Which is kind of what we did, and it was still busy.
Yeah.
How things go. Mom's got a number of interesting doctor appointments coming up. So, so do I, probably. But we got through the VA. We'll just see what they do. Hopefully they won't take anything away.
actually thought he was older than that.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 94 or something.
He's still driving himself around, doing everything himself.
Yep. We should also be so lucky.
Said he doesn't have any pain.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, it would.
I'd like to be 93 and not be in pain. Of course, I'd like to be 40 and not be in pain too.
That would be nice.
Maybe he doesn't have pain because his nerve endings all died.
Jeff, I don't know. Drifting in the country there.
Be nice when the hospital's built on there.
Well, we don't know all
But
the what
there
ifs,
won't
but
be
there
going
was a
there.
thing. There was a thing in the paper the other
Supposed to
day
be
talking
like,
about
yeah.
what was on what floor.
It was supposed to be done this year, isn't it?
April, May, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Well, I don't know if it'll be nice or not, but it'll definitely be different.
Yeah.
It'll be some big improvements over the
Yeah.
other place. The question is, what do they do with their other places then?
Well,
And I was told they're going to hang on to St. Joe's for a couple of years.
well, yeah.
And they might get out of that. I don't
Sure, Medical Arts should still stay intact.
know. For a while, yeah. Some of the others are going to move over there.
Convert into a